I don't want to feel those emotions. I don't want to feel inadequate. I don't want to feel those things right now in situations where it's not necessary for me to feel those situations, right? Personally, I've dealt a lot with self-esteem issues and social anxiety and that sort of thing, right? So when you're going into a situation where you're usually getting anxiety, right? I don't know if anybody here have dealt with anxiety or insecurity or something, right? And we're like, okay, fuck it, like I'm feeling so good when I'm together with my friends here, or I'm feeling so good when I'm at home, or I'm feeling so good with my parents. And then when I go into a specific situation, then I feel insecure. And I'm like, why do I keep feeling that emotion? Why do I keep feeling that emotion, right? Over and over and over again, right? I'm like, this is so weird. I shouldn't feel like that right now. And that was sort of the things I dealt a lot with, right? Over and over and over again. I'm like, I'm doing good things for myself. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not doing any stupid things to myself. I'm a good kid right now. Why do I keep feeling those emotions, right? Why do I keep going back into that again? And I'm like, it's just automatically, right? So this has been my sort of like obsession to actually solve, first of all, for myself back then, because I was in pain. I'm like, I don't want to feel those emotions. I don't want to feel inadequate. I don't want to feel those things right now in situations where it's not necessary for me to feel those situations, right? So I've been digging into a lot of that. I've been working a lot on myself over the last 4 years in different variations of study, from like NLP, human behavior psychology, studying other people, having mentors and coaches, right? That could basically give me a piece each, every single time. So the first one, what we're gonna talk about here now, we're gonna talk about, number one, return to your best self and learn how to control your emotions. Number one, get rid of things. What do I mean by that? Habits, beliefs, things you have in your life right now. A simple thing, let's just take it tangible. Make a list of things you're currently doing right now that you know it's not good for you. Are you binge eating? Do you have social anxiety? Whatever you're doing, right? Are you not speaking up for yourself? Are you talking bad about other people? Are you gossip? Like, make a list of things right now that you're aware of that you're doing that is not serving you for any good. It's automatic, it's habit, right? Gossip is a big thing for majority of the people, right? We all talk, we all do different things, right? So sometimes we talk about things, there's like I do that as well, and I'm like, fuck, why am I talking about that right now? Because I've started developing awareness in areas, so it's almost like a trigger. I'm like, right, you're doing something right now that's not good for you, right? You shouldn't do what you're doing right now. So make a list of things that you're currently doing right now, because we can't learn new things unless we are getting rid of things, right? But oftentimes when we get out of ourselves and look from perspective, and we're like, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Because we get away from ourselves. In here, everything is about that problem, everything is about that issue, everything is about that emotion that we don't want to feel. But if we allow ourselves to go away and look down, that's why a coach, a mentor, right, are good. That's why a psychologist, a typical psychologist, right? I've been going to psychologists before. What they're basically doing, they're telling you what you already are knowing. They're just guiding you along the way. Get you to look from the outside and in and question, why are you in that situation right now? Get rid of things first before we can actually start moving into putting on things, right? Because this is number two. Choose a specific area to work on. Now I got rid of things. Now I know my limiting belief. Now I know what sort of habits and behaviors I have in place that doesn't serve me. Okay, that might give you sort of like an overall picture of like, okay, it's my personal mindset. This is my specific area I need to work on right now. Okay, it's my relationship. This is gonna be a commitment. I commit for the next 3 months to work on this specific area. Then what I want you to do next, I want you actually to write this out there, right? You got your list of things you should get rid of. Number two, you have a statement, you have on a piece of paper. I, Simon Thompson, commit to work and educate and improve my health over the next 3 months. Whatever that goal is, right? You have that as a statement, right? Then what I want you to do now, I want you to set up an education schedule, right? Because oftentimes when we're not good in a certain area, right, it's because we're unaware. We're not certain. We don't have confidence. We don't have the right knowledge in that area, right? So if you're taking your health, right, because you have you're not valuing your health, it's because other things over here have distracted you, have done certain things, right? So let us say, okay, I got a problem right now. My body is way out of shape. I got more issues, but let's just take one, right? Remember, one specific area. This is your focus area in this. You can make something in the other area as well. You are saying to yourself, okay, my body is way out of shape right now. I'm drinking way too much alcohol. I'm eating way too much food. I'm not sleeping. I'm way too much Red Bull and caffeine. I'm not feeling good. Okay, what do I don't know in that certain area that I need to improve? This is where your commitment, your why comes into place. I need to fucking improve my health. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up with diabetes. Otherwise, I'm gonna pass away. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up being obese, right? So commit to the why, to the reason for why you wanna change, right? Because when commitment comes, creativity starts to flow, right? That's why you see people are going crazy into different areas, right? Like I'm obsessed with my life and developing my certain areas of my life, you know. So I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm listening, I'm constantly trying to improve myself and all that. This is what we want to get you to, right? In a specific area of your life. So when we can develop those strong beliefs, strong identity shift into those areas, and we force ourselves until it becomes part of our second nature. This is where you have life-changing events, right? This is where you have breakthroughs in what you're doing, right? So when we're talking about, let's say we're talking about the body and you're constantly going back and forward, right? You need to figure out a way, right, to stay on track for long enough. Every time you binge, every time you feel like quitting, every time you don't want to do it, right? Every time you can get yourself quick back again and walk 2 kilometers. Fuck, I binged again, I went off. Every time you can pull yourself away, it's like meditation, right? Every time your thoughts wandering away, you pull it back again. Every time you binge eat, you go back on track again. Every time you do that, you go back on track again. And the more you can go persistent and follow through on your things, we're talking about years here, right? This is not a get quick fix for anything we're doing, right? We're talking about long lasting change for you where you are like, okay, doesn't matter anymore, I'm fit. Number 3 here, make an education schedule, right? Make a schedule for when you want to educate on certain things. Take your health again. Are you going to start reading, studying, researching half an hour a day? Good. What do I need to do for my diet? Good. Research for that. Make a plan. Contact a coach. Sign up to a gym. What do I need to know about my training, my injuries, my bad back? Right? What do I need to do to become educated? This is the easiest way. Oftentimes it's like we're not really interested. That's why you're not following through. You're not in it, right? So bury yourself with content. Figure out an area where you're like, okay, I want to improve that area, and then start educate yourself on this topic, because that's going to give you juiced up, motivated, engaged with the process, right? So simple, right? And it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy to stick to and all that sort of stuff, but it's what you need to do. You need to educate yourself, right? You need to educate yourself and immerse yourself with the thing there. So then number 4 here, what I want you to start doing here then, test. With the new education you're doing, with the new sort of motivation, progression you've been doing with yourself by working on yourself, making a commitment to like, okay, I want to learn about this thing here. I must know what I am doing, what I'm talking about. I want to be confident in this area here, right? Good. If it's emotions, right? Specific emotions for you. Well, then start studying about emotions. Start studying about, human behavior. Start studying about mindset, other people that experience certain things, right? This is what we all talk about today. I'm not going into what is actually the emotion and how do you trigger it into your brain, because I didn't know anything about that when I started, right? I just wanted someone to tell me, okay, Simon, do X, Y, and Z. Do that for 30 days, do that for 60 days, just continue doing it. I'm like, it's simple. I'm a simple guy. It needs to be simple for me so I can understand it. Further down the track, I start studying about what is actually happening inside the brain when certain emotions are turned on and fire up and all that sort of stuff, you know. But that's not necessary in the beginning. You just need to have something you can do tomorrow that will bring you a certain outcome and a different results the day after that, right? So what I want you to start doing here now, I want you to start going back into where you are feeling those situations, right? So let's say for me, social anxiety. Where do I need to do? I need to go back into the situation where I used to feel social anxiety with my new knowledge, with my new awareness, with my new commitment and interest, right? The thing about it is, if it's like, okay, I am going out right now, I'm gonna test my social anxiety. I'm going out to the place, to the club, wherever, and I'm gonna test my social anxiety. Already there, you're cutting 50, 80, 90% off your anxiety because you're in test. I'm like, it doesn't matter, I'm just training, I'm not supposed to be anybody here right now, I'm not supposed to impress anybody, right? I'm not supposed to be funny or speak up. I am just supposed to test myself and put myself into that environment. But I'm just here to tell you that you can control those emotions when you want to control them. This is why I'm passionate about it, right? I don't want to be controlled by the voice. I don't want to be controlled by something else. I want to be the driver in my car, right? Going at it in life and do the things I want to do. I don't want to be held back by limiting belief. I don't want to be held back by emotions. I don't want to feel in the moments when I don't want to feel like them, right? So thank you so much for checking in, legend. And remember here, raise your baseline. I'll talk to you soon.